Country road, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, let me home. Why did I just nod at that police officer? Why did I just do that? What is wrong with me? Fucking hell. Concentrate. You know, we've spoken before about my feelings on work and how stressful it is. And I watched a programme last night on telly, 999, What's Your Emergency? Not seen it before, but it really, you see shit like that and you just think, Jesus, it puts everything in perspective. I mean, you know, they were focusing on the callers, you know, the callers at the end of the phone when you ring 999 and you ask for the ambulance service. And oh my God! So they showed these two girls who were, you know, the two callers, and they'd both taken a similar call where somebody had found someone on the other end who'd stopped breathing, and the first girl, she was dealing with a guy who'd found his dad not breathing. I think that his dad was, you know, in his 60s, maybe early 70s, something like that. And yeah, I mean, it was. So they're on this call, right? So the first person was a guy who'd found his dad, you know, dad in his late 60s, who was not breathing. And the second caller, the second girl, her call was a 13-year-old boy who'd found his mum not breathing. And so they had to talk them through what to do, and so obviously they're talking them through how to resuscitate, and the first girl's talking to the bloke, and the guy's relatively calm. You know, she's going, right, what I want you to do is in between his chest, you know, in line with the nipples, in the middle of his chest, I want you to start compressions, and I want you to do it at this speed. So she was saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want you to continue to do that until help arrives. He's like, okay. So now you can hear him counting. You can hear him saying 1, 2, 3, 4 as he's doing it, and the guy is calm. You can hear that he's a bit upset in his voice, but he's calm. And then he starts changing the pace. So he starts saying 1, 2, and then kind of stops. And the girl's going on the phone saying, it's very important that you do not stop. You cannot stop. You must continue. And so he's trying to continue. Obviously he's distraught. Obviously he's really upset. And you can see the stress in this girl's face as she's trying to explain to this poor bloke what to do. The next moment, I think that the maybe his mum walks in, and she is now hysterical, which completely changes him from being relatively calm to starting to go, oh my God, you know, and oh Dad, come on Dad, but now he's not resuscitating, and the girl is trying to say to him, sir, you must continue, and it must be at this pace, and so now he's in such a panic, and he's so upset because his mum's there or whoever else is there who's really distraught, that he's counting, but he's going 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, which, you know, is okay, but you can tell. So this girl's really upset. She held it together, but you could tell you could see the pain in her face. She's trying and trying and trying to get this guy to continue, but he's so distraught that he can't really continue. And then the help turns up, and she puts the phone down. And there's this just moment on her face where you can tell she knows that person isn't going to make it. And, you know, she starts saying that, you know, right now I just want another call. I just want another call, a simple call, not one like that, but something that will take my mind off of what I just went through. Otherwise I'll lose it. Now let's go to the other call. So there's another girl. She's on the call, and again, it's the 13-year-old boy with with his mum who's not breathing, and she again is saying you've got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and the boy is doing really well. I mean, he's so calm, it's unbelievable. He's doing really well, and then his dad or his stepdad walks in, and again there's a level of chaos where the dad's going, what are you doing? And so the dad gets on the phone, and at this point the boy stops, and the girl's saying to the dad, he cannot stop. It's so important that he continues. It cannot stop until help arrives. I want you to tell him to do what he was doing before, and then I will tell you what to do so you can take over. And now the dad, because he's panicking, he's not saying continue with what you were doing. He's saying, what were you doing? And the boy's trying to explain it to him. And eventually the boy starts doing it again. And the mother comes round. She starts to breathe, and then she opens her eyes, and apparently she's smiling at the dad, and then help arrives, and the call is down, and the girl is, you can tell that she's really happy that turned out all right, and the person's probably going to survive. And do you know what? It just really made me think about, do you know what? How my job is stressful, but there are levels of stress, and my stress doesn't really matter. I mean, it's real stress, and don't get me wrong, it is real stress, but it really doesn't matter compared to what those people on the end of those calls have to go through every day for a small percentage, probably, of what I get paid. I mean, hats off to those people. Utter respect for what they do, because I couldn't do it. I wouldn't want to do it, and they're just amazing people. The people who work in the National Health Service are amazing people. Really, anybody that works in any type of anything like that, they're amazing people. But yeah, it was incredible. I would overtake this lot of people, but everybody seems to be pulling out, and I don't really know why. I bet you it's a cyclist though. Oh, there you go. What are the chances? Look, it's a fucking cyclist. Just like I said. Yeah, another thing about NHS workers, I mean, that programme they had paramedics as well, and the paramedics guys were saying that, quite very frequently you'll have a call that results in someone's death, followed by a call that results in someone's birth, and it just like, imagine having to deal with that on a daily basis. Imagine having to deal with life and death daily, and they obviously become relatively immune to death. Immune to the, they deal with it. They get used to just seeing it, and they have to. I mean, how could you not get to a point where you're just kind of switched off? Otherwise, you couldn't do the job, could you? But I mean, to deal with that every day, and then to go home and see your family, and oh man, it's got to be hard, right? It's got to be tough. But they do have a very healthy outlook on death, because they see it every day. They see it in a very kind of, at one point we all die, and they all kind of like to forward think a bit, kind of plan. And so, there was one girl saying that, the worst thing she would have wanted what she wants is for her family for her to suddenly die for some reason, and her family have to think about all the stuff they've got to pull together, like, what kind of flowers did she like, what kind of music would she like, what kind of ceremony would she like to be buried or cremated, and so she sent out, she set up a little party where she invited all her family, and the whole point of the party was for her to say, this is what I'd want. And nobody turned up. They obviously didn't want to deal with it, so nobody turned up. And she's young, she's younger, quite young. I just thought that was brilliant. And one of the things that she said was, and I didn't know you could do this. Apparently, you could get cremated, and then your ashes can get put into a firework that they set off. Awesome. That's how I want to go. That's what I want. I want a massive firework, and I want it to go over. I don't know. I want it to be fired off the White Cliffs of Dover. Something ridiculously dramatic like that. That would be cool. That would be really cool. So yeah, I think that's quite healthy thinking about it. We've all got to go at some point, and I'm really sorry, guys. This is a bit of a depressing kind of video, but I just found it really touching what these people do every day, and the stuff they put up with, and the outlook they have on life. Can you imagine how, if you saw death every day, if you lived and breathed death every day, then your life would be so much more important to you. We take things for granted. We just expect to be here the next day, and so we let things get to us. We let work take over our lives, and we let the things in life get on with you. If you're not happy in your job, life's too short. So if you're not happy in your job, do something else. And I know I know I moan about my work, but I do like it. It's just, it stresses the hell out of me, and I'd much rather I didn't work at all. But we all know that I can't just not work, so I might as well do a job that I kind of like, that pays good money. But if you absolutely hate your job, then go out and find yourself another one. Life's too short. If you're not happy in your relationship, finish it, end it. And even if you've got kids, I still believe that's the right thing to do. If you're not happy in a relationship, even if you've got kids, end it, because it's not good for the kids either. So just take control of your life. Just make the most out of it, because you just don't know what's around the corner. You don't know what's going to happen. And yeah, I mean that's do it. Live life like it's going to end. Put a list together things you want to do before you get to 40. Just put 10 things down that you just think, I've always wanted to do this, I've always wanted to do that, and then just fucking start going through the list. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. And along the way, you'll meet some fucking great people. I've met some really good people along the way. I don't really have a massive group of friends, because I moved out of my hometown for work, and so all my friends that I grew up with aren't around me anymore. And yeah, sometimes I miss that, but actually, by doing that, I've met new people. By doing that, I've broadened my horizons and gone out and done all these things that I've done, and along the way I've met other people, all really interesting people who I call friends. I don't see them all the time, but I still call them my friends. But they're epic, interesting people, and I'm excited for the time when I start to meet people, bikers, because again, I suspect they're going to be really interesting, nice people. So yeah, just get out there, guys. So you can probably tell that this isn't a miffed video. It's not a, the count is not the count. I sound like such a cock. That I am not moaning today. Well, I'm not, because do you know what? It's Friday. I've got a day off. The weather's fucking beautiful. I'm on my bike, and I'm happy today. Today is a happy day, and yeah, I wanted to talk about something interesting, something that I'd watched that really made me think, and yeah, and 999. What's Your Emergency? Seriously, check it out. It's going to be on BBC iPlayer or whatever, one of them players. It'll be on there. Watch it, and tell me it doesn't make you really think about your life and what's going on, and how you can do better yourself. It really will.